Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is your latest football transfer news this Sunday morning. And I tell you what, we've got loads to get into. Some shocking... look, Gibbs White staying at Forest. What's going on there? Newcastle now have another competitor for Sesko. Could they actually drop the ball on another transfer? We'll talk about that. We've also got big updates around a Liverpool player. Huge update from Fabrizio Romano. Well, say Liverpool player. There might be a Liverpool player. There might not be a Liverpool player. We'll have to see what happens with the transfer. But we're going to start off with Arsenal and Eze. So Arsenal, Eze is where they're going to go next. I heard something about Leao and Arsenal, but look, I mean, God knows what the source is there. But Arsenal are ready to move on Crystal Palace's Eze. I mean, look, this has been a badly kept secret for a long time. They brought in Madueke. They're looking now at Eze. They wanted to bring another attacker in, and they see Eze's profile as a little bit different. I mean, look, the strength in depth and quality of player that Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City and Chelsea are bringing in is tiresome for everybody else. It's scary, but basically the Independent are saying that Arsenal are hoping to quickly seal a £60 million deal for Crystal Palace's Eze, with the 27-year-old England forward keen on a move to Arteta's side. So, look, it's not shocking that Arsenal are looking to do the deal, but when you look at what that would bring to that team, you've still got Jesus, you've still got Havertz, you've got Gyökeres, you've still got Saka, you've still got Martinelli, you've still got Trossard, you've got Madueke, you add Eze in. I mean, that's 8 forwards. Now, I'm sure some of those players will be gone. You probably trim it down to 6, but that's what we've been talking about Arsenal on this channel for the last few years. It's Arteta gets stick, and I don't understand why, because from what he picked up to where it could be at the start of this season, yes, you've got to start delivering the big prizes, but he had a team that couldn't get in the top 4. Now he's got a team that's always in the top 4. He has a team that couldn't get anywhere near a title. He's now got a team that's been second 3 years in a row. He had a team that had no squad depth, and now he's got a team that has squad depth. So it's very close to completion of the project for Arteta now. The striker's there. The strength in depth is there right across the team. Even goalkeeper, you've got Kepa as a backup goalkeeper. You've got lots of midfield options now. You've got lots of attacking options, and Eze looks like he could be the final piece in that. The Arsenal squad now, from where it was 2 years ago, you sort of looked at Arsenal even last season and you went, injury to Rice or Saka or Saliba and their season's over. That would be a major loss for Arsenal this season. But if you had an injury to Declan Rice, you've got Zubimendi, Norgard, you've got players that can play in that position. If you had an injury to Sesko, and let's not forget Nwaneri's still there as well, what a talent he is, as well as people like Madueke, Eze coming in. If you had an injury to your striker, Gyökeres, you have still got Havertz, you have still got options. So Arsenal are building the super squad now, which you need to have if you want to compete for the Premier League and the Champions League. The big thing for Arsenal is there will now be the pressure. And even myself, when we're reacting to Arsenal this season, I don't think I'll be in a position where I can go, look, he hasn't been given a striker, he hasn't been given that. Arteta's done a really good job at Arsenal, and I think the criticism is unfair at times. This is the season to deliver, though. Those people who were screaming, Arteta at the end of last season, never really understood it, because there was still... You finished second, disappointing. You got to a Champions League semi-final, disappointing. But there was still progress and there was still holes in the team. I look at Arsenal now and I think there aren't holes in the team. It's time to deliver. Let's go Chelsea, because it impacts Liverpool. So Chelsea have done it again. Huge money coming in. Al Nazir from Saudi this time, I think it is, with João Felix, up to £45 million. Brilliant deal for Chelsea again. They're so good at selling, and they've done it again. So more money coming in for Chelsea, and they move a player that they don't want anymore, João Felix, who has to go down, actually. Do you think João Felix is the most overrated player in the last 10 years? He's a player that on and off, I've thought, yeah, get him at United. But everywhere he goes, he just doesn't deliver. Obviously brilliant at Benfica, but he just hasn't delivered to the level I would have expected. And why is that? But anyway, he's going to go. This, Fabrizio is basically saying, if João Felix goes to Saudi, which it looks like he will, that probably closes the door on any Luis Diaz to Saudi opportunity. Bayern Munich, Luis Diaz this week surely starts to happen. So keep an eye on that for Liverpool, because obviously we could be in for a very big week for Liverpool anyway. We still expect, and look, maybe Eze and Palace and Guehi and Palace, that's something that Liverpool want to do and still will do, I think. And you've got the huge story of Isak, which I don't know how that's going to go with Isak, by the way. I mean, is that going to be a quick deal? Is that going to be a long deal? I think from Liverpool's point of view, it's almost like on the top of a brilliant, brilliant summer transfer window, you're going to get the signing of the summer. It's like the best Christmas ever, and then you wake up on Boxing Day and you get better presents than you had on Christmas Day. So it's an opportunity for Liverpool without a doubt. I just don't know how quick it happens, because I think that the interesting thing with Newcastle is, yet again, is that they're just terrible for whatever reason at getting their targets in. The list is huge. James Trafford, they could have got him. He's a Man City player now. Delap, Ekitike, João Pedro, Mbeumo. I mean, I lose track of the players that they've missed out on. Sesko, apparently, according to Romano, Man United are entering the race now. Now, look, that might not be the end of the world for Newcastle. Manchester United ain't the power that we used to be, and you have got Champions League football and you have got the money. So surely Newcastle can't miss out again. But I think from the point of the Isak deal, the sooner Newcastle get their strikers in, and they are looking at Wizza as well, if they get Wizza and Sesko in quite quickly, Isak will go. But I think that's what will happen. I think Newcastle will have to get the replacements in before that. But, you know, you wouldn't be surprised if Man United got Sesko and Wizza went to Spurs. And that could be a bit of a challenge for Liverpool, because who would Newcastle replace Sesko with? Talking about Spurs, I mean, look, I was a little bit surprised last night when I saw this, and I think I can read out the pure detail of it, but it did surprise me. Deal done. Nottingham Forest announcing that Morgan Gibbs-White has signed a new three-year contract with Nottingham Forest. I think this is a really big deal for them. I mean, you know, we're not quite at the stage yet where we start to predict the Premier League. I think it's very easy to predict Chelsea and Liverpool and Man City and Arsenal and put them in the top four. I mean, why wouldn't you? They were there last year and they've had an amazing summer in the transfer window. But Brentford, I think, are going to struggle. Could be the first managerial sacking, to be fair. I mean, Brentford could actually be the first club to go down in 3 years that didn't get promoted. Huge job to be done there with no Thomas Frank and the sales that they're doing. Bournemouth have sold a few players as well. Are they going to be able to keep up? Brighton, very quiet, but, you know, we don't know what they're going to do. Fulham, the same as well. Forest had a really good season last year. I don't know what business they've done, but Alanga's a loss. Have they replaced Alanga? I don't know. Gibbs-White, arguably their best player, going to Spurs would have been a loss. The fact that he's staying now, I quite like the player they've brought in from the striker from Brazil, Jesus, and they brought a centre-back in as well. What are they going to do this season? So be very interesting. That's a blow for Spurs. I think it would have been a good signing. And again, Spurs have got Champions League football. Newcastle have got Champions League football. And I don't know whether the market, they just can't get into it, but there are good players and they've not really done enough. I mean, I think Spurs' glow-up is going to be really dependent on having a new manager and a different style of play, and hopefully that will change things. Like, look at Emery with Villa. He didn't make any signings. They had a great start, didn't they? So maybe that's the sort of thing that could happen. Yeah, okay, right, we'll leave it there. Thanks everyone for watching this Sunday morning. If you are new, make sure you subscribe, get involved. That's football. Everybody's welcome here. Smash a like on the video, and I'll speak to you on the next one.